Hello, and welcome to the Inspired Living with Ellen Broderick podcast. And I'm your host, Ellen Broderick. So this week we are going to continue with our exploration of some of the mystic poets. And this week is the opening for Jalal Muhammad Rumi, otherwise or more simply known as Rumi. Rumi was a 13th century Afghanistan uh, poet. He was born in Afghanistan, which was in the Persian Empire at that time, and his family moved to Turkey when he was a boy. His father was a scholar and a mystic at the Dervish College. Um, Rumi is known as one of the greatest and most widely read of poets. He, when he was in his mid 30s, I think about 36 or 37, he met Shams Tabrizi or Shams of Tabriz. And Shams was a master and gave the option to Rumi to continue um, to acquire his knowledge through scholarship and through texts, or he could acquire this knowledge through living sacred experience, and he opted for the latter. He chose to be initiated into ecstatic love. And Shams brought Rumi face to face with what Rumi called the doorway to God. And then Rumi was the founder, he is said to be the founder of the whirling dervishes. And these were spiritual men, I think, almost exclusively, if not exclusively, who would twirl through the night. And this was a way of coming into an altered state and to be in union with the divine. Um, and Rumi said that the role of a master is to create an intense desire for union with the beloved. He said, love is the cure for your pain, will keep giving birth to more pain until your eyes constantly exhale love as effortlessly as your body yields its scent. And he also said, stand with dignity in the magnificent current of my words, and they will carry you into God's arms. So I have two poems that I'm going to share today, two poems of Rumi's, and we're going to continue with the same format where I will read each poem twice, and there will be a long pause afterwards just to integrate, take those words in, and meditate on them a little bit. So get yourself comfortable. Allow yourself to sit with your feet firmly planted. Allow your sits bones to sink down into the chair as your torso rises up. Allow your shoulders to be over your hips, your ears to be over your shoulders, and allow your shoulders to be relaxed. Close your eyes or soft gaze downward and come to your breath. Notice as the breath moves into the body, and notice as the breath moves out of the body. The breath moves in, the breath moves out. And the first poem is called Isn't That Something? I like when the music happens like this. Something in his eye grabs hold of a tambourine in me. Then I turn and lift a violin in someone else, and they turn, and this turning continues. It has reached you now. Isn't that something? I like when music happens like this. Something in his eyes, his eye grabs a hold of a tambourine in me. Then I turn and lift a violin in someone else, and they turn, and this turning continues. It has reached you now. Isn't that something? And the second poem that I will share with you today is called Gainful Employment. These just aren't words you are reading. If you churn them, you could have some good cream. If you kept working with my poems, you could open a shop and sell the finest butter. If you fell in love with Rumi, you could give gainful employment to your family and have fun together hawking my wonderful cheese. These just aren't words you are reading. If you churn them, you could have some good cream. If you kept working with my poems, you could open up a shop and sell the finest butter. If you fell in love with Rumi, you could give gainful employment to your family and have fun together hawking my wonderful cheese. And bring your attention back to your breath, noticing the breath entering the body and noticing the breath as it leaves the body. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. When you're ready, lifting your gaze or opening your eyes, coming back together. Thank you for sharing this set of Rumi poems on which to meditate. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week. This is the Inspired Living with Ellen Broderick podcast. Have a wonderful week. Thank you.